That's how you start.
We started.
Coming in coughing.
Mm-hmm. We're coming in coughing tonight.
That's right.
Juwan is doing a show, and he may be here middle or towards the end or something, and JT is doing a show. So it's me and Bry Dog.
Oh, yeah.
What am I, chopped liver?
Me and B. April and chopped liver holding down the fort tonight.
Chopped liver.
Choppy liver. And Brian April coming at you tonight, everybody.
I always wanted a radio nickname.
Yeah. Yeah, we all need like hip hop or, chopped liver's a good one.
Chopped liver would be an excellent radio name.
Yeah.
And then you can say, what am I, chopped liver? As a matter of fact.
That's right. Tuning in this morning. Welcome to the Morning Zoo.
The Morning Zoo with Brian April, J. Buck Brandon, and chopped liver.
It's
chopped
not
liver.
Very feminine, I don't think. It's a little masculine.
Do you want
chopped
diced liver?
Sauteed?
Flambéed liver?
What would it be? Steamed?
Liver flambe.
What do you want to be? Steamed broccoli?
Dainty liver.
Steamed peas?
Steamed peas would work. Yeah, steamed peas would work.
Somebody had a nickname for you. Sweet Cheeks, wasn't it?
That was an atheist.
Wasn't it Sweet Cheeks?
Yes.
Coming at you tonight. It's a Starving Comics Quarantine Show with B. April, J-Dog, and Sweet Cheeks.
That is a little bit more of a womanly name, I will say. At least there's that.
The Sweet Cheeks. There's not a lot of dudes that go by Sweet Cheeks.
No.
That's true.
No.
My name's Sweet Cheeks.
Not a lot of Harley riders out there.
They get that on their knuckles. Sweet Cheeks.
Sweet Cheeks and Tootsie.
Yep.
That would fit. Let me know how the levels are, guys, if you're listening to the microphone levels, if they're balanced or if somebody's louder than somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And if it's me, then we're fine. But if it's Brian, we'll have to make adjustments.
Right. If anyone is
louder than me,
seems out of balance, then don't tell us.
Unless it's me. Because I'm sensitive tonight, and if I'm out of balance, I'm not going to do well with the rest of the show. I'm feeling, we're in second winter here now. And so...
Well, the truth is, if you look outside right now, it looks beautiful. Like the grass is starting to get green, and the sun is setting. There aren't any clouds in the sky.
That's how it gets you.
It's bitter cold.
That's how second winter gets you, because it looks like spring, and you go outside shirtless, and then you freeze to death.
The wind too. The wind is just insulting. You walk out and it just blasts you right in the face, and you're going, "Why?"
The wind is like, "You're gonna wear that."
You thought it was gonna be nice.
It's so bad.
You thought it was warm. You're stupid.
I hope you didn't make plans today.
I hope you were gonna go to the beach. Talking like second winter makes my throat hurt.
Evening. Nice. Hello, excuses. Hello, excuses.
Hello, everyone.
Sign up if you dare. Starving comics everywhere. Coming out of quarantine, so catch the vibe and dig the scene. Take a seat, gonna grab a snack, gonna kill the room, gonna talk some smack. Cutting it down like a lumberjack. Come and take a ride in my Cadillac. Kicking it live on the radio. Everybody got a right to know. This ain't my first rodeo. Hit the spotlight, here we go. Are you ready for the show?
So what is the difference between the Oscars and the Academy Awards? The same thing, right?
It's the same
Are
thing.
you ready for the show?
Are we really kicking it live on the radio? I just realized that. He's like, kicking it live on the radio. We're like, we're not really on radio.
No, but we need to rhyme with rodeo.
Video.
Kicking it live on the video. This ain't my first rodeo.
Kicking it live, so be our guest. Everybody gonna be so blessed.
I was gonna come up with something funny, and then I was like, oh,
No
video.
time to be depressed. Are you ready for the best?
Hey, welcome to SCQS, the show that makes fun of its own theme song while we start. My name is John. That's Brian underneath me. Peaches is over on this side. Our other two regulars are out doing work, but gosh, we're happy that you're here with us tonight. The wind is insulting and your cooking stinks.
That's right.
Oh, that's the insulting wind,
Yeah.
right?
That's what the wind is
No.
saying.
Your cooking stinks.
You have no friends. What an insulting wind. So we were talking about second winter, and personally, I don't mind, because where I broadcast from, when it's summertime up here upstairs, oh my gosh, it's so hot, and it's actually pretty pleasant today in this second winter. For what it's worth.
Vote
I hear
we get
second
you
winter's
an air
lovely this time of
conditioner
year. Yeah.
and proceed with spring and summer.
Well, if I put an air conditioner up here, then you guys all complain about the sound, because it makes the air conditioner makes a sound.
There, I had to do that because Rachel was
Everybody was.
she was making a stink.
You guys are like, it's like church here. It's like if anybody's not in the same spot that they're supposed to be in, everybody complains.
Right.
Can
You
we
know,
mix it up?
yeah,
Let's mix
like
it
I
up.
did that, and my pastor got really mad.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna fix my hair.
why can't I be up here, pastor?
Boom!
Telling you stories.
I didn't do it. Both my hands are visible. I'm fixing my hair.
Whoa! Yay! All you OCD people are like, stop! We have a great show tonight.
Oh, wait.
We're a little shorthanded.
Oh.
Now's the right time to fix your hair. Now's the time to do it.
weird.
Yeah,
Looked weird.
I'll do the same.
I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard to do this because it's backwards.
Mine's really
This
hard to do this because I don't have any.
Is the right side of my head. This is actually the right side of my head, but it's the left side on the screen. I'm doing it. Okay.
Well, when
All
you
right.
get a minute, maybe you could put up the.
There we go.
There you go. It's a big show tonight, Brian. Thanks for asking. The regular typical show is represented by this woolly mammoth. Mully
Weymouth.
Did I
This
say
mully
woolly
Weymouth.
mammoth? Could you guys hear me say woolly
Yeah,
mammoth?
I heard it.
Okay,
was just
I didn't
getting
know if
over
it came through well enough. Woolly mammoth. Then tonight's show looks a little bit like this, I think. Yeah,
Ooh.
look at that. That's a dog, Brian. Like a big
Ooh,
dog.
it's a big doggy.
It's a big dog.
He's a big old dog chewing on a stick of some sort. So it's a big show. We've got a number of things to get to. We're probably going to talk about second winter too, because that's fascinating to me. But before we get to the show, we have to give a shout out to our clickers. And since JT's not here, he sent us a video, and we're going to try and play it via YouTube tonight.
Yeah, it's actually on his YouTube channel. So if you
Yeah.
go to JT's YouTube channel, you can see it there too.
You can see it there. Even after the show is over, you can go back and play your homage to our clickers over and over and over again and enjoy it. But we did this because sometimes the videos don't play very well when we don't use them in YouTube. So here we go. Shout out to the clickers.
I really hope this works.
It's working. It's working.
Clickers are great. They're super amazingly great. Athletic and fun and super smart. Their beautiful faces a work of art. Clickers are great. Amazingly super and great. Without them we'd be destitute and drifting into the abyss. Lovely clickers, we blow you a kiss. Some people act like socialites and others come off hicker. We love you either way, but most of all we love a clicker.
Jacqueline Creech. Go.
And
Donation duck. Oh my goodness.
okay.
Does donation
Dad's just
duck
gonna
count for
watch the
DDRR?
There's a huge delay tonight, apparently. apparently there's a gigantic delay because I was just about to say this tonight in no particular order, and she's like, Jacqueline Creech. Okay, I almost.
The video was almost done. You on my end, you were just like watching.
I'm just.
Yep.
You guys are like, why isn't he talking? And I'm just.
I was right there with you. I was like, okay, she just jumped right in.
Yeah. Well, because I knew that I had watched the video before, so I knew that he didn't vamp as long as he normally does, and so I knew we had to get right into it. But you were just like.
Right. I'm sorry, everybody. It was on my end. The timing was flawless, but apparently, you guys were living a different experience.
I was with you, John. I was with you,
and I didn't. That's no disrespect to you, Cliquers, to Jacqueline, and whoever Donation Duck is. Yeah, Donation Duck is actually contributes every single month.
He does.
Yep.
He's got a bank account and everything.
Mm-hmm. He's making contributions, and so shout out to the duck and to Jacqueline, and to all of you Cliquers, because you make this possible. And here's a little interesting little factoid. We're very close to the end of our clicker list, so you're going to start seeing your name again because we're going to start back up at the top and go back and start mentioning them again. We don't have a really long list of clickers. But
are you hearing Brian? Are you hearing him like go in and out?
Yeah, he cuts in and out.
I'm cutting in and out.
It's getting loud and then quiet, and then loud and then quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're like, all of a sudden you're.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
this is going great.
It's great.
And if you would like to be a part of this magic, you can join and become a clicker.
Yes.
At johnbrandon.com.
We have to do that. That actually reminds me because just a couple of weeks ago, I told Tabby we can't do the same blooper reels that we did last anniversary show. We had a whole bunch of blooper reels because of how many technical issues we had. And I said, it's kind of a shame because we've had some technical difficulties, but not nearly as many as last season. So we can't really repeat what we did last year where we put together a nice blooper reel, or 4 of them. And as soon as I said that was when you started freezing and dropping out of the stream, and then your microphone went crazy. And I feel like just in this last week, we probably could have filled at least a couple of blooper reels for the anniversary show.
I'm doing what I can.
It's next week. So next Sunday, April 3rd, we're having our season finale / murder mystery highlight reel show. We've been working very hard to gather all of our favorite clips, inside jokes, tidbits, songs, and funny moments to share with all of you. And so next week is the best week to bring all of your friends and introduce them to what you've been watching this whole season.
Or most of your friends, if you can't bring all of them.
But definitely bring your enemies.
It's always a good time to bring your enemies.
Always.
The people
there's been some mischief afoot.
Then
we don't know.
Defenses.
We don't know anything. We don't know anything about it. Me, Brian, JT, and Juwan are pretty much in the dark, like we were last year.
Yep.
And so we will solve this mystery together.
Yes.
Or not.
Somebody has regrettably lost their life.
Somebody has been killed.
It is up to the audience to piece together, and the hosts to piece together all the clues that are systematically given to them and figure out who done it, as well as the weapon and the motive for this heinous crime. But you'll have to tune in next week to get more information.
And I know who wasn't killed. I know there at least one person who wasn't killed, because I suggested that we kill this character, and I was told absolutely that we could not. Can you put that character up?
It would be everybody's last week. Was it? I think I know.
You know who I'm talking about.
Was it this character? Hang on.
I suggested like early on, this is who we should kill.
You're like, here, we should kill this guy.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, everyone will stop watching. They will hate you for the rest of their lives.
Everybody loves Cupcake Man.
We love the Raging
Cupcake.
We love guac cake.
Really?
So,
we can't kill him.
Don't worry. I can't tell you much, but I can tell you the Raging Cupcake is still alive and well.
He's alive and well.
Yeah.
Still angry. Still
still has a little frown on his face.
Spreading love through the power of friendship.
filled with contempt and hatred. Still doing fine.
How dare you?
Yeah, Hijack's
Even
got the same thing.
suggest.
That was who I suggested we kill, and they were like, "No, we're not going to do that." So,
Yep, Tabby and I put the kibosh on that idea real quick, and Douglas agrees. Yeah,
you can't guac cake.
Can't kill guac cake.
Oh well. JT was good enough to do. He's still on a roll. We've still got new music this week, and he's not here, so he recorded it. I can't remember if I told the story during SCQS or during the effort party about what happened last week, but that's the reason for this song is I was followed home last Sunday by a red pickup truck, and the guy was like tailgating me on the way home, and he pulled into a turn lane. We got to a 4-way traffic light, and it was red. He pulled into the turn lane, and I was going to go straight, and so I went straight when the light turned green, and he cut out of the turn lane and got back behind me and proceeded to tailgate me again. And I was thinking, well, this is just a guy who is a bad driver. We see them quite a bit, where I live. I didn't think that he was, I didn't think he had any reason to be upset with me, but he followed me all the way home. And as I got out of the car, he pulled up next to me and he said, "Does that expletive thing have any turn signals?" And I said, "As a matter of fact, it does have turn signals." And he says, "Well, you should use them, and you should buy an expletive American product," as he pulled away. And so something I did when I was driving angered him enough to where he followed me home. I have no idea how far out of the way he went.
I like that he pulled into I like that he pulled into like a left turn only to try to get your attention, and you were still just oblivious to him. He was probably frantically just giving him that death stare. And then he did that specifically just to come up, and then you went straight, and he's like, "No, he's not. I'm getting mine," and he just cuts back in and follows you.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's.
He needs to know how truly upset I am. Right. And so he was committed. Like Luke says, the human version of guac cake. Yeah, it was like being followed by the guac cake. And so I told that story last week, and JT made this song this week. So now you've got the background.
Okay.
And it is based on a true story.
I was driving home from the farmer's market, minding my own business, when a lunatic in a big red truck honked his horn. I pulled aside to let him pass, but he stayed right on my bumper. So I made a turn and spilled a whole bag of corn.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that came from.
Well, the truck just kept on coming, closer and closer, bearing down like a hound dog on a squirrel. I hit the gas and tried to run, but he stayed on me like adhesive. And he said some words that made this poor old boy's toes curl. So I said, somebody needs a friend. Somebody needs a life. Somebody needs a hug or a job, or a couple of kids and a wife. Somebody needs to take a deep breath before he falls to pieces. Oh, somebody needs Jesus. Well, the fellow in the red truck had some more choice words for me. And he seemed upset that my car was not American made.
He was a little upset about that.
Then he roared away in fury. And I sat there stunned in silence. And I hope the Lord heard this earnest prayer I prayed. And I said, somebody needs a hobby. Somebody needs to chill. Somebody needs a massage or a pet or a prescription for a pill. Somebody needs to count to 10 and have some Swiss colony meats and cheeses. Oh yes. Somebody needs Jesus. Somebody needs to have some Ghirardelli chocolates, or at least a peanut butter cup from Reese's. Somebody needs Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. Amen. Now, I'm not sure. We'll have to talk to JT about this when he gets back. But I'm not sure that Reese's Pieces
I thought of that. Yeah.
rhymes with Jesus.
No,
Does
he
it?
said a couple of Reese's. He rhymed it with Reese's.
Reese's. He rhymed it with Reese's.
Somebody
and-
needs Jesus.
Yeah. Wait, he also rhymed it with pieces at the first verse. Look at Brian. He said
Pure
pieces
coincidence.
gonna fall to pieces. Somebody needs Jesus. Jesus and Jesus is a stretch. but that's closer. Jesus and Jesus, that works. But pieces does not. Pieces is not a perfect rhyme. And you know how JT is kind of a not kind of. He is a stickler.
He's very militant about his perfect rhymes.
So
yeah,
we'll have to,
the accent did kind of cover over, you know, a
Mhm.
multitude of sins on that one.
Is that fair though? Can you just use your accent to force
You know, we
the
had
rhyme?
this conversation with Jasmine when we were
Jasmine.
writing
We
haiku.
did.
It wasn't about pronunciation, but it was about the rhythm, because you have to have 5-7-5 syllables
Right.
Right.
for your haiku. And like, I forget the details of which word it was, but she said in Australian that doesn't work. And we described
It was idea, and she
idea?
said idea or something. I think it was something that she pronounced it, and it had 3 syllables, but the way we pronounced it only had 2.
No, we have 3 syllables in idea though. It like
Idea.
it was something.
Idea.
It was something you would never think. Like it was obvious to us that it's 2 syllables, and she turned it into 3 somehow. I don't know.
Right, because she's an Aussie. That's what they do. They do that. Except with most words, they just cut it. They cut it. Yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, well, remind me next week. Well, next week we're going to be busy. We may have to grind on him the week after that.
Oh yeah, maybe she turned it into idea. Maybe she thought it was 2 syllables, and we were like, no, it's definitely 3. And she was like, I can't even imagine how you would pronounce it with 3 syllables. And I was like, well, that makes 2 of us being unable to imagine how this is being
idea.
How this is breaking down.
Yeah, we go idea, and she says idea.
Maybe
right,
which is the new iPhone, I believe.
The idea.
Yeah, the idea for
3.
when you're. It's a new hunting app, I think. Idea.
Speaking of that, which this is a terrible segue, but we're going to do a silent stand-up theater. I planned to do it this week, and then I realized through the week that it was just going to be me and Brian. But we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Right? Because Peaches isn't going to do any stand-up. She doesn't she hates comedy, Brian.
Well, she's come to the right place.
She's come to the right place. So how silent stand-up theater works is it's a chance for Brian and I to try out material in front of a video camera with no audience feedback. And so the the game is to just listen and not to respond in any way, facially or verbally, to the comedy, so that we get used to not having any feedback for our material. So, you want me to go first, or do you?
Sure.
Okay, I'll go first. I'll go first because I have virtually no. Oh no, no confidence in this.
That's always a good way to start it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys probably aren't going to like this joke. However, I'm going to do it anyway.
All right. No response, Brian. Surprise parties are never fun for the person being surprised. Nobody appreciates being scared half to death. Somebody jumps out like, boo! They're like, oh, thank you. That's just what I needed today. Yelling surprise is literally exactly what the event is, too. You know, at regular parties, people should jump out and say, hey, happy, totally expected and anticipated, planned in advance birthday recognition event. Startling someone is literally the easiest thing in the world to do, too. When did that ever get categorized as a gift or some sort of recognition? You know, it's John's birthday's coming up. What should we do? Hey, we could go over to his house and eat. No, I want it to be something really special. Okay, well, then we could leap out at him when he comes through the door and maybe he'll have a stroke and then we can eat. Perfect. I'm suspicious that surprise parties are a good idea because we don't do them for other happy occasions. You know, surprise, welcome home from your heart surgery. Enjoy another week in rehab. We never do surprise parties for sad occasions either, which makes absolutely no sense because that's when you could use a good surprise to cheer you up. Surprise, we're laying you off, for he's an unemployed fellow, for he's an unemployed fellow, for he's an unemployed fellow who's not getting paid anymore. You know, if you really want to surprise me, then you should have everybody jump. You shouldn't have everybody jump out all at once. You should have all of the guests hide in various places around the house and then not jump out until I actually find them at some point in the future. So I'm getting out of the shower the next morning and surprise, guy pops up out of the toilet or out of the linen closet or out of the back seat of the car on the way to work the next morning. Okay, that's it. I don't even understand the last line that I wrote. That's a scene.
Oh, I don't have the scene button. Hang on.
Dude, that is funny.
And scene.
I love the idea of the continued surprise party.
Yeah,
Just
everybody
throughout
hides
the day,
around the
just
house.
People keep
Right.
I love that idea.
Right.
They just keep popping up.
They hide around the house.
Having breakfast the next morning. Surprise.
You open up the Lazy Susan or whatever,
Yeah.
and the guy tumbles out. He's been there all night. Surprise. Yeah.
What do you want to get John for his birthday? How about a panic attack? I love it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Give him I want it to be something special. We could jump out and yell surprise. Maybe he'll die.
That's a great
and we can
bit.
eat. Yep.
That's a great bit.
All right. Well, it's obviously a work in progress. I can't even remember. I've got the last line. I don't even understand.
Tell
I
us.
don't even understand what I wrote.
Monkey hairbrush. What?
What exactly? Cats in the cradle?
What?
What? Why did I write this?
Do you guys ever wake up in the middle of the night and think you're writing comedy that you
Yes.
need to put on paper right away, and then
Yes.
the next morning you look at what you wrote?
Monkey hairbrush.
Yep.
We have all done it.
That's
Yep.
Tim Hawkins.
Yeah.
That monkey hairbrush line was Tim Hawkins on Potty Break, when I think you were on, Dad.
I wasn't on the monkey hairbrush episode when it was originally talked about, but every comic has done that. Every comedian has written something down and forgotten why they wrote it, and it was hilarious when they wrote it, and then they go back and read it, and you're like, "What the?" Yeah,
What
Velveeta
does this
cheese in
even
styrofoam cups. What is that
right,
about?
right. It's hilarious. I remember specifically waking up. This was a long time ago, years ago. I woke up in the middle of the night because I had a dream about a frog playing a banjo. The frog was playing the banjo and he was singing something, and I wrote up and I'm like, that is hilarious. And so I wrote, frog playing a banjo on the paper. And I remember as I wrote it down, it's like, this is so funny. There's no way I'm going to forget it. You know, I'm going to remember exactly. And I woke up the next day and read frog playing the banjo. I could not remember why I wrote that down.
I'm disappointed I don't have those around anymore because, you know, you like, I don't get it. You toss it. And it would be good to like go back and keep them in a notebook and just these random expressions or phrases that you have in there. Just
Hey,
all right. We have frog playing a banjo. We have
look who showed up
hairbrush.
backstage.
What?
What?
Hello. I didn't know I was going to get to come on.
So you're not done, right? You still have to play.
No, yeah. So here it's 6:30 and the show starts at like 7:30 for like an hour.
Well, we started doing silent stand-up theater. I just brought the house down, Juwan.
Well, I see like some teary eyes all around. So either you were depressing them.
Well,
You
it
know,
wasn't. It was.
bit
I mean, his bit was fine and all, but what makes me laugh is the fact that the very last line of his set, he couldn't remember why he wrote it, and so he just skipped it. And then we were laughing about that.
I'll tell you what it says. It says.
Tell us what it says.
It says, flipping up the toilet lid. How did you even get in here? Sabotage surprise party. That's all it says.
Sabotage surprise.
Sabotage surprise.
That sounds like a computer wrote it. Was that just like prompts or something, or was that exactly what you were going to say?
No, it's a thing that I wrote with my own brain.
Or maybe you sabotage surprise parties. Like you don't like them so much that you go out and actively sabotage them.
Well, I'm open to suggestions. Yeah.
Sabotage surprise party. Maybe it
or
was
you just show
about,
up, or if like someone's working on
Yes.
something.
Yes.
Yeah, like a puzzle surprise, and then you just and like knock the puzzle all over the place, and you just sabotage whatever they're doing.
Yeah, maybe it had to do with when people are planning a surprise party and you're going to sabotage them by jumping out too soon. I don't know.
I just like the idea of somebody working on something like an ice sculptor, and you're like, surprise, and everyone like knocks it over, or you just do things to deliberately mess up what they're doing.
Like unplanned surprise parties.
Yeah. It's like a flash mob, but worse.
But with a surprise party.
Yeah.
Be the planner of your own surprise
party.
All right, you guys show up at 8. I'll come in at 8:05.
Does that work for everyone? Can you sign up on my website for my surprise party?
All right.
Did you get my Evite?
All right. It's your turn, Brian.
Okay.
Hang on a minute. Let me do this.
Do I get stand up tonight? That's fantastic.
You want to do stand up tonight, Juwan?
I did not prepare for it, but I do have bits that have never been tried.
You've got like a minute to prepare. You got a couple minutes to prepare.
Well, I want to listen to yours.
Be like my audience members.
But don't
listen.
smile.
Just think of something else. Pretend like you're listening.
You
but
can
don't.
listen. You can listen, but don't enjoy it.
Exactly.
I can do that.
That sounds like the show on St. Patrick's Day. All right. Let's see. So I went to a do you guys have Shell gas station? Do you have a brand Shell? It's just brand, right? So I went to a Shell gas station, and they have at the pumps, they have those TV monitors. Do you know what I'm talking about? They have the little like entertainment stuff in there. Now, is this something we actually need? Can we not go 5 minutes without having stuff bombarded at us? And they're always sitting there going, hey, welcome to Gas Station News. Here's things you need to know. Is Kim Kardashian's dog pregnant? Yes, I totally need to know that. Please just text it to my phone immediately like an Amber Alert. I need to know this. Like, why is that there? I'm already mad. I'm paying $90 a gallon anyway for gas, you know? And who's watching? It's not like you're watching Netflix on that. You know, there's someone behind you going, hey, buddy, can you hurry it up a little? You're like, yeah, I just got like 10 minutes left in this episode. Can you just hang on? I just got to finish this. It's the season finale, you know, and I'm going to binge season 2. And here's the interesting thing. Okay. So I filled up my car with gas, and then the voice comes on and goes, hey, be sure and follow us on social media. Who is following a gas station pump? Who's doing that? Right? Hey, you following the Shell gas station pump? No, but I'm following the ATM at Arco. Oh, it's amazing. So good. So good. updates again. Yeah, printing money again, making money again. It's ridiculous. But here's the sad thing about it. I did check. I checked on their social media site. They have more followers than I do. So if you're watching, please follow me on social media so I have more followers than a gas station pump. Hashtag true story. Hashtag scene.
Hashtag scene. Yeah, I have often pondered where we've come to in this culture where there's television now, little televisions in the gas pump to tell us about how to make things, how to bake things. Here's a tip for how to make an hors d'oeuvre while you're pumping gas, and then update scores. And, yeah. Follow us on social media.
Yep, they do. I actually have a social media account.
I remember getting emails from like the paint company. Sherwin Williams was sending me a couple of emails a week after I bought paint, and they were like, "Hey, we still have paint.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we have other kinds of paint. We got a lot of different colors of paint, and here's some things that you might paint. Here's some other things that you can paint." And I'm like, "You guys understand that I don't need paint like weekly. I'm probably going to be good for a while."
Also, no one ever walks into a paint store and just goes, "No, I'm just browsing."
Yeah,
See,
you're right.
See what you guys got available.
What are the fall colors? What are the new fall colors?
It's like I wasn't planning to paint anything, but thanks for sending me that email. Now I will splash a new coat.
Rachel, you have got to be patient with us, because if you want the person speaking to be the biggest one on the screen, then that becomes the main person, and so then they are out of order. So next Shawan is going to be the big person here.
He's
if I put
OCD.
him over here,
he's OCD
and then
people.
I do this. Yep, that'll do it. So are you going to regale us with a story, Juwan?
I've written a lot of things down. I got a little short thing I can do that you guys can help me with. And that'll...
We're going to help you by not smiling.
Well, no, you definitely be silent. That's fine. But I mean,
we're going to stare at you like we're completely unimpressed, and that will help.
It's not helpful stand-up theater. It's silent stand-up theater.
Right. Well, you help.
It's sabotage stand-up theater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're right. Surprise me by sabotaging you. However that works.
We are
okay.
Right.
So this is just really short idea thing, but I got a lot of questions about movies. Although I go to a movie and I watch it, and it's you take a lot of things for granted. So these are things that I've been taking for granted, but not anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to find out the answer to these things. The first one is constantly in movies. No, every time in movies. And there's like a dark hole that someone has to put their hand in to pull a lever or to push a secret button, like they're in a cave. No one uses a stick first, ever. They always just shove their hand in there. Why do they do that? Just grab a stick and jiggle it around in there. Make sure, or like clear out the bugs at least first. The other one is in a life and death struggle. So you have usually it's two guys. They're fighting over something, and they got something like a thumb drive or something. No one resorts to tickling. Why? I mean, the guy could be ticklish. You're pulling out your gun, and all you have to do is, do a little under the armpit action, and the guy will drop it, and you got it. You can run off. It just seems like, I don't know. It just seems like it'd be a shortcut there. Oh, how is there not a horror movie already called Gashtag about social media? Also, so when I'm watching movies too, sometimes I can't understand. It's like there's a giant chasing people. The giant's legs are 100 times longer than the little people's legs. Why aren't they catching them? And you could scoop them up in 2 steps. But then at home, I'm like, why is it taking me 45 minutes to catch this cricket? Another one is like if somebody's got something and there's no way that they can let go of it. Like this is a precious thing. Don't let go of it. And somebody hits their hand and it goes over the ledge or something. I'm like, why could you not hold on? Like in Harry Potter, it's usually their wand. Somebody will hit them. They drop their wand. It's their weapon. Like, why can't you hold on to that? And then when I'm carrying a drink and I bump into the couch, I drop my drink. So that's how much
And
I
scene.
do that. And scene. I gotta say scene, I guess.
Oh man.
I like how
very raw.
Juwan says, I didn't really write anything down, and then he goes for 40 minutes just off the top of his head.
No,
Dude,
well,
the
no, it was
tickling
written
thing.
down. I just hadn't.
Oh,
I've never
God.
The
done
tickling
that.
thing was great. Just add a little scoochy scoop. Like
Sounds-
yeah, add that, and you get an instant laugh.
Oh, that would work. You guys, all right. Yeah, he points the gun in his face.
Yeah, just really tense.
Act it out. That's awesome. We'll do that.
They don't. That's something that they don't teach you. They don't teach you defense of tickling, like at the dojos.
Yeah, that's
okay.
true.
Defense
God.
against the dark arts. Defense against the tickle
against-
monster. Defense against the tickle monster.
Tickling is keeping.
Against the tickle monster.
How come? How
You're
come in
already
a movie
healthy.
when people have to reach into a dark hole, the old dark hole reaching into, they never use a stick. They always just reach right in.
Never.
with
They just
their
go.
hand.
I hope nothing bites me. Well, you
Right.
could have used something that doesn't hurt first. So.
I
Well,
think this is
Dylan-
where the button is. Nope, that's a whale's mouth. Okay. Sorry.
Brian wins again. It's not a competition, you guys. I thought we made that clear.
Scoochie. That's how we just dissolve it.
That's awesome. I'm writing that down right now. I also wrote down there's no defense against tickling class at spy school. That was awesome.
Well, and you can also take the tickling thing. Like you could have like the biggest, baddest UFC fighter. Like you can't look macho like when you're being tickled, like defending tickling. You know. The biggest, burliest guy. You tickle him.
That's right.
There's no way to like stop that. You're tickling me. There's no
Raspberry.
dignified way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to have it.
Who's the bad little villain?
That's awesome.
I can't do it on my fingers.
Yeah, that's good. That's a keeper.
I just like a big guy.
That's funny.
Cut it out.
Yeah, why does it take me so long to catch a cricket too? Those were all good.
Those are
Oh,
great.
thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Those were good. All right, I had some things prepared last week to try to stump Brian because he was teaching us all about Bostonian things, Bostonian speaking,
That's
and so on.
right.
So I've got a few bits of Bostonian. That's not it. I've got a few.
That was Joanne
That's
didn't
a-
see that yet.
Was
That's
that
her
a-
dog, chopped liver. That's her dog, chopped liver.
Yeah, chop liver.
He's smoking a
It's-
stogie. It looked like a cigar.
That's Peach's. That's Peach's new nickname is chop liver.
No, we went with. Didn't we go with the like?
Sweet
Oh.
cheeks.
Sweet
Yeah,
cheeks.
sweet cheeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So this is Bostonian factoids. You can go ahead and throw the first one up there, and we'll
Is
just
it
get
true or
right.
false thing or?
We'll get right to them. What year was Boston's fire department founded? And if you
Goodness.
think you know, go ahead and shout out the answer. But these are
I was like
these are-
right after the Boston fire.
Yeah.
the Great Boston Fire.
We need some people to fight these fires.
And honestly, I had some stories last week as to why I had asked these questions, and now I don't know where I put those stories. John Knox Beer 2014. No, it was-
17, 23.
No,
No,
it's got to be.
1767.
1767.
I'm gonna,
1778.
I would say like
1876
I would
is
say
a
like
little late.
1810.
So after the Civil War, they founded
say
the fire
1810.
department.
1886.
Is it 1816?
No, it had to be. So you're talking about the official fire department or like guys
Yeah.
with buckets?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we're talking about the official.
The unofficial one.
It was a secret society at first.
Yes.
They would just show up.
What are you going to do with that bucket
flaming.
of water? I don't know. Is there anything on fire? As a matter of fact,
There is now. There you go.
Who said Ben?
Surprise!
Do something good. Do something constructive with your day. Put this fire I just made out.
Right.
If you're so, the post office was like founded like the 1700s. The rubber hose.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and no one's going to get this. No one's going to get this. Look at that.
Oh, wow, that is.
Wow.
What else happened in 1678?
That's what it said.
The Rolling Stones started touring.
Boston's fire department, 1678, is the oldest in the United States.
Well, yeah.
But which makes sense since it was, 100 years before the country was founded. So.
Are you sure that's just not the beginning of someone trying to call Georgia? Calling Atlanta, Georgia?
All right, next factoid. Isn't this fascinating?
Well, Hijack Wife is fascinated.
3 emoticon
That's crazy.
fascinations.
What object sits atop Boston's State House?
It is, I believe, a bucket of clam chowder.
A crowbar.
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. A bucket of clam chowder.
It's a bucket of clam chowder. Left over from the fire department. A roof. A roof.
Well done.
Well done.
That is a Branyan answer too.
It's actually on top of the roof.
A baked bean.
I'll say
baked bean.
A Dunkin' Donuts.
Is it a statue of John Hancock?
It is not a statue of John Hancock.
I was
the bean pizza. I don't see it yet. A tea bag. No.
Wait, don't throw it all in the river.
Let's put it on top of the steakhouse.
Let's put it on top of the steakhouse.
Oh, a weather vane.
Nope,
Yes.
that's a good guess. A flag. That's also, that would be an obvious guess. You don't know, Brian?
I don't, actually.
Oh, my stars. 2 lanterns, a bottle of Snapple. No. Okay, this is gonna be
There it is.
Oh.
a golden pine cone. What is it?
I mean, I know what a pine cone
A
is.
pine cone is
What's the
comes off
story
of a
them
pine
going,
tree.
It's what?
The golden pine cone sits atop Boston's State House. That's all I have.
No reason.
Sabotage pine cone party.
All I have. It's like, why not? Well, what else are you going to do with a golden pine cone? If you got,
That's true.
We got this golden pine cone. Where should we put it?
State House works.
We'll put it on top of the State House.
We do all the storage up there.
Well, now that people know it's up there, I'll bet it won't be up there for long.
Is that real gold?
Is
that a real golden pine cone?
What used to sit atop the State House? Well, it used to be a pine cone up there. All right, next question. After multiple attempts to fight off taxation without representation, about 20 Boston colonists dressed as Mohawk Indians boarded 3 ships in Boston Harbor. On the ships, the disguised colonists cracked open and dumped 342 crates holding 90,000 pounds of tea into the wharf, creating what is now famously known as the Boston Tea Party. That doesn't seem like a question, does it?
That's not a question.
No. I know. I'm like, okay, where's the
true?
Why did I write that?
It is a fact.
Can you see the answer?
No.
There is no answer.
There's a question.
The answer is this is true.
If I flip it around, let's see if I can figure out why I wrote that.
Maybe that's the answer.
What?
Oh, the question is how much
was the tea worth?
Answer.
Yeah, how much was the tea worth?
How much was the tea worth?
In modern day, in modern day money.
In modern money, how much was that worth?
Mm-hmm.
Dad, were you okay when you were doing this?
I think that's
technically that was a sabotage.
Exactly. There you go.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what I wrote.
They were teed off.
What's a pound of tea nowadays. And was it black tea?
Well, if you go to
or was it,
Tivana, it's like
fancy-
$90.
Yeah, was it fancy tea?
Oh,
like
you know
herbal?
what? You know what? That's not at all. That's not at all the question I meant to ask. That's wrong. Here, let me ask you the actual question.
Okay.
What am I
just-
thinking?
Ignore the thing about the Boston
Yeah,
Tea Party.
what
I
is
have
John
no
thinking
idea how
right
that
now?
ended up there.
That's for next.
Because the largest art theft in U.S. history occurred at Boston's Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Did you know that, Brian?
I did not.
Have you been to the Isabella Stewart Gardner
I know I've been to the Museum of Modern Art. I'm not sure if I've been to the Isabella. I could get Deb. I'll have
Okay.
Deb answer this.
Largest art theft in history was March 18th, 1990. Two men dressed as police officers stole 12 pieces of art worth how much money? 12 pieces of art worth how much money?
12.
It's never been recovered. It has nothing to do. It's the largest art heist in U.S. history.
So
US
probably like
1990.
$17. 12 pieces.
They
So
absconded with all the bumper stickers from the gift shop.
they had a Groupon.
70 million. That's a decent guess. 120 million.
I'm going to say like what's 12 pieces.
90,000 tea bags worth.
I'll say
Hijack says 100 grand.
I'll say 80
That's a
million.
lot of value. 80 million. 40 million. What do you think, Juwan?
How is this? You're gonna go like if I get it within the
Price is Right
millions,
rules?
or is
Well,
that
you're
like
in. It is in the millions.
Okay, so like 96 million.
96
That's
million.
a nice
the
round number.
actual answer, which I
Which
ascribe
goes
to the
with
Boston Tea Party, is
You are struggling to say things today.
is 100 million.
$100 million.
Yeah, I remembered the 100 million was the answer, but then it was like, there's no way that was how much that tea costs. There's no
Right.
way. Even 90,000 pounds of tea, it's not 100 million bucks.
It's just got
So, I mean, even if it's really good tea,
Right.
you can get 90,000 pounds of McAllister's tea, and it's not going to cost you 100 million bucks. So that's the price of the art. All right, I think there's one more question. I have no idea.
Wait, what's the number
Oh,
that Sherry
geez.
put up? Can you guys see that? That's millions,
Okay, so we got
billions.
What is that, a
trillions,
trillion?
we got
quadrillions.
million. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's funny.
$1 quadrillion,
Billions.
A squigillion.
trillions,
What does come after that?
septillion.
What's after quadrillion?
That's more money
Okay,
than
here it is. Quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, and decillion.
Is that a nonillion?
Depends. How many are there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
24.
5, 6, 7, 8 groups of zeros. So the first one was, this is the million range right there. This is trillion, quadrillion. What'd I say after that?
Septillion.
Next one after that.
Quint,
Then
quint,
sept.
then sept,
Then oct.
then oct,
So that's a
then non.
nonillion. I think that's one nonillion.
$1 nonillion. No,
I would
that's-
like to be a quintillionaire. That just sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even need the money. I just need somebody to call me that. The
That
world's
is-
first quintillionaire.
that is an unbelievable sum of money.
Yeah.
That may be
How
more
many
than-
postage
Surprise,
stamps
it's
can
the
you buy
national
from
question.
that? That's the real question.
How much?
How many
tea can you
first class postage stamps can you get with that amount of money?
buy for $1 nonillion?
You got to go into scientific notation at that point.
How many runners participated in the first Boston Marathon in 1897?
They had marathons and 2
Yeah.
people.
Man,
What
that's
are you
been rough
running
forever.
in? Like, you got like pilgrim shoes and
Your wooden
No,
shoes.
1897.
Boston.
they got like their wool suits on.
I'm going to
And they
say
accidentally. They accidentally participated in the Boston Marathon.
73.
I say Farnsworth.
73. The thief and the cough.
We've been running for quite some time. Would you say 26 miles?
26 and a half. Let's stop. Let's stop here.
That's quite enough, Farnsworth.
10 or 15. 10 or 15. 1 quadrillion.
Wait, is that the
Brian said
did
73.
the British invade at that point too? Wasn't there another war at that point? They were just kind of running from the British.
23.
The entire population of Boston.
Everybody's kind of in the ballpark.
Really?
Yeah.
The teens people?
It's less than you would think. Well, the double-digit people.
Amanda
12 and a
said
half
2.
people.
12 and a half.
12 and a half people. That half guy only made it just a couple of steps.
Well, it was his upper half, really, and so
Right.
he's still crawling to the finish line.
All right, I'm
what's
going.
the answer? The answer is 18.
That's
18
more than I
people.
thought. That's
Mhm.
way more than I thought.
Actually, I think John Knox's beard was the closest.
With 12 and a half.
All
Yep.
right, points for.
Well, yeah, because he went
Well,
23
actually,
as well.
Yeah, he
There's a-
also was the 23 guess.
There's
so
a 13 too.
hovering right around it.
How many whole people participated in the Boston
If you
Marathon?
rounded that up, then he'd be right there.
Mhm. Is that it, or is there one more? I can't
I
remember.
don't know. Let's look.
Obviously, it's been. Oh, here we go. This one you might get. Albert DeSalvo was better known as who?
Sam
Boston
Adams.
Bob. What?
Sam Adams.
That's like
Correct. Albert DeSalvo, better known as the Golden Pineapple.
Pine cone.
teabag.
Oh, that's right. Pine
The
cone.
Boston Strangler.
Oh, that's
Whoa!
right.
Look at that. TeachCon got it too, and DDRR.
Oh, good. I didn't even look.
Wow.
Yeah. They probably teach you that in school in Boston, right?
And here's the technique he used. And
Don't you guys have like an Albert DeSalvo day?
yes,
Yeah,
Boston,
Everyone show
Bill.
Boston Bill. Nice.
Boston Bob,
Yeah.
the Boston Strangler. Yep.
Now, do you know the name of the day when they do the marathon? There's an actual holiday.
The Albert DeSalvo day.
Not Albert Salvo Day, but I'm just going back to the previous question.
St. Clements.
There's a real holiday from Massachusetts called Patriots Day, and it is I believe it is the 4th Monday of April, and that's basically they always do the marathon. So Marathon Monday, you guys might know it as Marathon Monday. So what they always do is there's two things. One, there's no school, no work, which is great. The Red Sox always play a home game at 11, and they start at 11 o'clock in the morning. And then when the game comes out, everyone goes out to the finish line at the Boston Marathon. So it's also the marathon's going on at that time.
Man.
So it's a very big day.
In Jacksonville, there's a Jaguars Day on April 20th, and that's NFL Draft Day. It's it's where you celebrate the elevation of false hope, and everybody goes outside.
There's
Cries.
another one of these too.
In 1845, you could not do this without a doctor's note.
Smoke tobacco. Be in the presence of a lady.
Without a doctor's note.
That's right.
Oh, I believe I'm well documented here.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have the papers to be here.
I'm going to say sleep outside or something.
Drive is a good guess, but that's incorrect.
When was the
Were there
automobile
cars in
invented?
1845?
18.
You gotta have it.
I was earlier than that. No. When was the automobile? I want to say 1860s. After.
Drink tea is incorrect.
Cough. You could not cough without a doctor's note.
Run the Boston Marathon.
That's right.
Yo.
Kill. I have a
It's
doctor's
okay.
note to
It's
kill you.
okay, officer. I'm allowed to murder people in the street.
Oh,
Oh, travel on a ship.
be in the presence of a lady. Join the fire department. No.
Okay.
A doctor's note, you guys. Bathe.
Bathe.
True thing.
I'm going to need more info, more than the golden pineapple.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. I'm doing my.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I could probably look it up. I just don't want to Google and make you guys think I'm cheating.
It's
My guesses are so good.
It's one of those. It's one of those weird. It's one of those
Oh,
weird
like
laws that's based on.
Yeah.
Like you can't chew gum and you can't spit in the street.
Was it like a prescription though? Was it like, you know what? You may need to bathe. I'll write you a prescription.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
That
Let me
wound
write-
looks pretty infected. I'm going to have to prescribe you a bath.
Well, when did Louis Pasteur
That's
discover
about
that?
time. It was 1800s. It was like Industrial Revolution.
Mm-hmm. Not that long ago, when you think about it, people were dumb about germs for a long
Almost
time.
200 years? Oh, yeah.
They would like just saw people's legs off and cut people open
Yep.
Yeah,
just
we
wherever
gotta
they
get-
were.
Hey, this looks bad. Chop it off.
Yeah,
Well,
they did.
He was
Mhm.
born in 1822.
Louis
and
Pasteur.
Got
Wow.
his degree in 1842
It
and his
was?
doctorate
Wow,
in
okay.
1847.
So it was like the 1850s before they
Yeah.
started figuring out that
Mhm.
you couldn't saw people's legs off
Look at
just out in the
John,
street.
history major.
right behind the horse.
And
They did, they were.
in 1853, the 5-second rule was invented.
Well, they believed that they believed in spontaneous generation because they would
that's right.
they would put meat out and then they would leave it there for a few days and then
Yeah.
wow, maggots appeared on the
Heard
meat,
of it,
and so
yeah.
these maggots just popped into existence. That's what they thought. And so they thought that infection was just a thing that just happened. It just sort of
Magic.
Yeah, it just happened. And
All right,
Louis
kids, you want to see a magic trick? And maggots.
Here's some hamburger. Now just wait for 3 or 4
3
days.
Don't look.
Ta-da!
It
It's a
was,
long
not gonna-
setup.
it was 1840. They would sit
All right, here's
around
another
watching
trick. I have your brother's leg,
it.
and in 3 days,
In 3 days, it will be gangrenous. This magic is boring. We want to go somewhere else.
she's a witch. A witch.
All right, that's our show for this week.
Mhm.
I can't think of anything else. Oh, you know what? I don't have the thing up to do the.
Oh,
Well,
we didn't do
what's wrong with you?
one of the things we were going to do. We'll do it.
What are we gonna do?
Oh yeah, one of the things that involved Brian.
Yeah.
That we were gonna do.
What?
That involved him getting his prop ready, right?
Oh,
before
you
the
know what? We
show.
should do that. Let's go over. Can we, Peach?
I don't know where the stuff is. Let's see.
We're gonna do Palpatine affirmations just because.
We'll just do it real quick.
Yeah,
We'll do it quick first.
these are
Okay,
great.
while
This
he's
is-
getting ready, I'm gonna have to sign off. It's getting that time.
okay.
The very little time I had with you people was very awesome.
Some of the
We
best
were-
of his life.
It's the best. It's the best time that you had all day. And
All day. Yeah.
thanks for
Well,
joining
last
us.
hour.
Next
Guys.
week. Next week is the anniversary show. So
Oh, geez, I didn't know it was
big
that
murder
close.
mystery.
Yes,
Mhm.
next Sunday, and so everyone bring your friends.
That's when you go bring
your
your
friends.
friends. No other week. Everyone just keep everybody away. But this next week.
Yeah,
That's when
next
you can
week.
get somebody. And have them sign on. Don't gather in the living room all watching the same thing. Everybody get on your own device.
Right.
Anyway.
Yep.
All right. Love y'all.
See you, Juan.
See you
Fun.
next week.
Bye.
All right. This was a thing that we did a few months ago, and it was fairly popular. Emperor Palpatine.
Wait a minute, I can't do this
Emperor
way. I have to do it
Palpatine.
this way.
Emperor
there we go.
Palpatine giving affirmations to encourage you and lift you up. All right. Here we go.
All right.
No matter what gets done and how much is left undone, I am enough.
Hmm.
Next one.
Real growth is not about becoming bigger, badder, more powerful. It's about becoming softer, more compassionate, and more at ease with truth and vulnerability.
So beautiful. All right, next one.
That one makes me cry. Discard everything that does not spark joy.
It's Marie Kondo. And
But be
Palpatine.
sure and thank it for its service.
Here we go.
All is well. I am open to creative solutions. I release my limiting beliefs. Good.
I think that's it.
Is that
I
all?
can feel your limiting
Oh no, there's
beliefs.
one more. This is my favorite one.
Today, I'm free to pick a healthier support system besides Vader. That noisy breathing apparatus is really annoying.
Whew, I'm free to pick a healthier support system. We all are.
Hey.
Thanks, Palpatine. Let's see. Snappy Wrap Up randomizer. Okay.
Yep. Meantime, go check
do
out
your
where
thing.
Juwan's going to be on tour, castingcrowns.com. Support John Thomas Oakes, johnthomasoakes.com. You can also check out his YouTube channel, which is where we got our videos today.
Mm-hmm.
And Comedy Brian on his Patreon account, patreon.com/Comedy Brian. Support him. Tell him how much you appreciate his bit about tickling big wrestlers. Oh wait, no, that was Juwan. Wait, what was the part? what was yours, Brian?
Mine was the gas station pump.
Oh yeah, that's where I was going with that. Support him so that he has more followers at the gas station pump.
Right.
Tickling one doesn't make as much sense there, but whatever. Are you ready with that?
There it is.
There it is.
In the style of an exhausted bear hunter who's writing a will.
What? I would hit that once more.
Really?
Yeah, hit that once more.
Andy
Ah,
Davis,
there you go.
who's whistling when speaking. A drowsy Andy Davis, who is
All right.
whistling when
I'll
speaking.
I'll let both of you handle this. I'll just judge you harshly and
Sure.
go.
Okay. That's it.
Dragon. Dragons. Marcia's. Katie Cogswell's.
Katie Cox.
Cindy Fry's.
Sarah Kessler. Jennifer.
Christopher Millis. I can't do it.
Jess.
I'm so sleepy. I can't even. I don't know why I'm doing this voice now.
Stewart.
Alice.
Elaine Williams.
Sam the Butcher.